Hello again. There's plenty of opposition to a United Nations migration pact, which is set for adoption next week. The Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regular Migration was conceived after the biggest influx of people into Europe since World War II. Many are fleeing conflicts and poverty on the continent and the Middle East. Often they brave treacherous sea journeys to reach their destination, with many not surviving the trip.
In one of the latest attempted crossings to Europe, 15 migrants died when their boat capsized off the Libyan coast. 10 survivors were discovered washed up on the shore of Misrata. They'd spent almost 2 weeks at sea with no food or water. Libya's western coast is a departure point for mainly sub-Saharan African migrants hoping to build a new life across the Mediterranean Sea. But once in Europe, conditions are often hostile. Former communist East Bloc states like the Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Hungary, Poland and Slovakia have been criticized for their hardline stance. There are also doubts about Austria and Italy supporting the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly and Regular Migration. A top EU official is urging member states to back the voluntary pact. It lays down 23 objectives to open up legal migration and better manage flows.
It is a very clear signal towards our partners in Africa that we really want to cooperate at an equal base with them in order to address this challenge. So, although some countries do not agree on that, I make a last call on them to rethink and reconsider their position. Because, as I said, it is in the interest of Europe.
The pact will be formally adopted in Marrakesh, Morocco on the 10th and 11th of December.
A Kenyan charity has hosted a beauty pageant for people with albinism. It aims to affirm their dignity. Those living with the condition face discrimination, violence and even murder at times.
The competition for 30 participants was organized by the Albinism Society of Kenya with partners in Uganda and Tanzania. The winners of Mr. and Miss Albinism titles received cash prizes and will act as ambassadors for partner organizations for a year.
This region has lost over 200 people with albinism as a result of the killings. So I really thought that then maybe people need to understand who we are, to see the true colors of ourselves, and also really to ensure that persons with albinism also have an equal opportunity, especially in a self-definition activity with regard to the arts.
Pageant winners say they will use their new roles to raise awareness among the public and influence people in authority to draw up guidelines that will help end discrimination.
Mpango wangu kwanza ni kuanzisha kampeni ambayo itaielimisha jamii, ambao jamii yenyewe itakuwa naivuta kupitia kipaji changu. Nitakuwa naitisha matamasha ambao tutakuwa tuna performance pale. Kwa hiyo tutakuwa tunaongelea changamoto tunazokutana nazo watu wenye albinism.
Miss Tanzania winner Shivaya Kasua says society needs to be more informed about the condition.
People don't understand what albinism actually is and they don't know how to treat it. So a lot of ignorance comes through it. A person will just come to me and be like, just start touching me, like pulling my skin and pinching me, and guys will come and ask me, if I'm with you, am I going to get cured? Or like, what are you? Like, so many weird questions.
The Albinism Society of Kenya hopes to continue with events such as the pageant to help dispel myths and stereotypes about the condition.
Right, let's see what's been trending on social media. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari's dismissed rumors that he has died. Claims he's been replaced by a Sudanese body double called Jubril have spread like wildfire. Buhari's assured the world that he's alive and in good health. The ailing leader's been in and out of hospital since coming into power. In Zimbabwe, striking doctors are calling for better working conditions and pay. This is the second round of industrial action in the sector since the start of the year. The strike comes as the Southern African state battles a cholera outbreak. And South Africa and the rest of the world commemorated the 5th anniversary of Nelson Mandela's death. Dadu Madiba was the first democratically elected president of South Africa. The global icon died in 2013. He would have turned 100 years old this year. And that's a wrap of this week's edition of #Africa. Do stay tuned to EMCA for all the latest. Take care and goodbye.